All right, so 3.4 for grade 8 would be multiplying mixed numbers. So there's a few different ways I can go about multiplying my mixed numbers. The first of which I am going to show you is an area model. Yes, you will sometimes need to use this. So if I have 2.5, and I want to multiply it by that by 1 3/4. One of the ways to do this is to use an area model. So when I make these, I tend to put them in equal pieces so I can write what I need to inside of the boxes. I just find it's a little bit easier organizational wise. So looking at this, I am going to write 2 1/2 on the top, 1 3/4 on the side. I don't really find a difference which ones if you have it on the 2.5 there, 1 3/4 there. 1 times 2 would give me 2. 1 times 1/2 gives me 1/2. 2 times 3/4. So 2 times 3 is 6. You keep the same denominator. Then 3/4 times 1/2 is going to give me 3/8. So this model helps me make sure that I have multiplied all of my individual pieces together. Once I've done that, I take the answers that I found and I add them together. However, one thing to keep in mind when you are adding fractions together is you need a common denominator. I have a 2, a 4, and an 8. Since I'm rather familiar with my multiplication table, I can tell you a common denominator here is going to be 8. So 1/2 becomes 4/8, and 6/4 becomes 12/8. So I have 2 plus 4 plus 12 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So I have a whole number here and a mixed number over here. So at this point, it's just a matter of me figuring out what this would be as a mixed number. So I asked myself, how many times does 8 go into 19? Well, 8 and 16. So, and that would give me 2 full groups with 3 pieces out of 8. So then 2 plus 2 3/8 is going to give me 4 3/8. Second way you could go about this, if I was going to multiply, would be to use improper fractions. So if I had 1 1/5 and I wanted to multiply 3 1/8, I would change them into mixed numbers. So 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25/8. And just because we're not focusing on this section doesn't mean you can forget that we have done the simplification. I am going to simplify this because I like to make my life a little bit easier. So looking at my 6 and my 8, I ask myself if there's a common factor, and there is. It is 2. 6 divided by 2 is going to give me a 3, and 8 divided by 2 is going to give me a 4. I do the same thing with my 5 and my 25. See if there's a common factor, and there is. Common factor of 5 and 25 would be 5, and 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. So if I were to rewrite this over here, I now have 3/1 multiplied by 5/4 after my simplification. So 3 times 5 is going to give me 15. 1 times 4. With my 15/4, then it's just a matter of turning that into a mixed number. So I asked myself, how many times can I take 4 away from 15? The answer is I can do 3 full groups, and then I have 3 pieces out of the 4 I need that are left over. And these are your 2 multiplying mixed number methods.